Hi, my name is Michael Baugh, and this is the welcome video for ICPW 5621, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. So, welcome. I've already been writing back and forth with a couple of you, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know the rest of you over the next couple of months as we work together in the online environment. I actually am going to be able to, by 2 weeks from now, actually get to read your thread dialogue responses to the questions that I'm kind of queuing up here with this welcome video. And then the week after that, on the 31st, we'll actually be meeting in cyberspace for our first webinar. So it's really happening. It's really neat. Having taught this course in many different formats over the 8 years that I've been teaching it at CIS, I've really come to appreciate a couple of things about the online format. The best thing is that there is really just a lot more time for y'all to sort of engage in readings and various videos and linkages. I'm just going to sort of be providing linkages to lots of different things, and in some ways you may each be following a slightly different path through the course materials, even though there are some fundamental places that we're going to be meeting up and sharing with each other. So I'm hoping we'll all be kind of enlivened by what we're each looking into, and we can learn from each other in many different ways, both clinically and particularly around the issues of diversity, inclusion, and social justice. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the questions I want to ask you. These are designed to let me know a little bit about what you already know about the topics that I'm going to be discussing. I have a sense that folks in the weekend program, you're already involved in various clinical settings out in the world in various ways, and so I'm really very interested to be hearing about that. So let me run through the questions. First one is, so how do you feel about cognitive behavioral treatments at this point in your life and training? Have you or anyone you know had therapy with CBT components? Do you know anything about mindfulness-based treatments, such as dialectical behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, or functional analytic psychotherapy? These are acronymed DBT, ACT, and FAP. So, usually there are several groupings in one of my classes. In general, at CIS, there is not the warmest attitude towards cognitive behavioral treatments. Many people come in with the idea that these treatments are going to be superficial, going to fail to get to the heart of the matter, that we're not going to be really very close to the people that we're working with, and that they can kind of be sort of rigidly applied and a little bit cold. Now, there is some validity to that in the ways that CBT is practiced in some quarters of the world, but I'm really hoping to make the case that the mindfulness-based CBT treatments, the DBT, ACT, and FAP, are really have a much different kind of feel about them, and I'm hoping that those will appeal to you more than the classical versions. Increasingly, as I've taught the course over the years, each year there are more people who have had some CBT components in their own therapies, or they've themselves been helped by some of the mindfulness-based treatments, or had loved ones or friends who found value in them. And so things are warming up a little bit for a guy teaching CBT at CIS. But I really want to kind of find out what you already know about all of that, and we'll be able to kind of work with it. My own energy really feeds off of my getting to know you and working and responding to the questions that you bring and what you already know. So, second question is, what are you hoping to learn about in this course? Now, for some of you, you really may only be wanting to do this because it's required by the Board of Behavioral Science examiners, and it's a part of graduation requirements, therefore, at CIS. But given that, would it be okay with you if there was something that could be of some real value to you here? Can you give me any hints about what kind of thing that might be for you? Third is, so are you seeing clients now? Where are you doing your practicums or internships? Where will you be applying? What kind of clients are you already seeing or expecting to see? So these treatments that we're going to be talking about have applications with all kinds of different kinds of people and all kinds of different problems. Again, I want to really kind of try to ground what I'm teaching you within the context that you'll be applying them yourselves. So that's the first three questions, and then the first sort of optional question. If you're comfortable sharing this, how are issues of diversity, inclusion, and social justice manifesting in your life at the present time? Again, hopefully we're going to make it safe to get into some of these questions. And I've tried to make it clear in what I've sort of written that you've read so far, that I really want to use the principles and interventions of cognitive behavioral therapy to help us deal with the very challenging feelings and thoughts that come up as we watch what's going on in our country. For me personally, especially the part where I'm watching what's going on campuses all over the country, it's really taking me back into the period of my life when I was coming of age in college in the late 60s and early 70s. What I see students going through on campuses now feels very familiar. Unfortunately, I wish I had the feeling that I know. Yeah. Hi again. So my last words there were, I wish I had the feeling that I know. That's sort of interesting from a cognitive behavioral point of view, and some of the ways we'll explore later on in the course. But I guess what I wish I had the feeling that I know. Boy, that is just what minds want to be able to do, is to kind of be on top of things. But around this issues of social justice and inclusion and diversity, I feel so not on top of things. Didn't feel, I was trying to be on top of things back when I was a college student and a grad student, and you'll see some writing about that I'm going to be getting out to you. And I wish that I had a clear picture at this point about what to do. But I don't think any of us do. And so we try the best we can. And, you know, honestly, since that time, era, things are better in a lot of dimensions. Certainly in issues of gay rights and all of that, we've made a lot of progress. And, you know, we have a black president. That seems like a good thing, although our inner cities are still in horrible shape, and young people are being shot down because of their skin color. Really, really troubling. Politicians are playing on fears of immigrants. So all of that, terribly, terribly difficult for me. And I'm really hoping that to be able to pull insights from many of you. I think that younger generations are doing better around this than my generation in some ways. And so I really want to provide a space. I'm going to be asking that you write to me with ideas about the diversity inclusion issues. I'm thinking we'll set up another sort of separate thread space to talk about that. I really am looking to learn from you, as well as share some of the applications from the theory and interventions of CBT that I actually think can help with this. We deal a lot with helping regulate emotions, and there's a lot of troubling emotions that come up around these discussions. And so I think that I will have some things to offer in this mix, but I'm really coming into this with a humble sense of wanting to learn from you all too. So that's that question. What can you share about how these issues are manifesting in your life these days? And then finally, the last one, if you're comfortable sharing about this, what is your current approach to spirituality, mindfulness practice, and so on? Would it be valuable if behavioral principles or techniques could contribute to your spiritual life? I think that the spiritual component is actually really crucial in the diversity work. We have to be able to get to a somewhat transcendent place to support the difficulty of the emotions and to actually deal with the possibility that if we really engage in social action, that sometimes our own lives are in danger. And the greatest social activists, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, around these issues have sacrificed their lives in the process of that. So looking into what's transcendent, even as it connects with what we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, is some matters that I'm very interested in talking about and finding out about how that's been unfolding for you. So I guess perhaps that's it by way of a welcome. I'm so glad that we're going to be meeting up here soon, and we'll see what we can create together. Take care, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.